Airbus or Boeing? The exact question splits us aviation fans. Although I'll leave you guys to fight about it in the comments down below, Airbus or Boeing, that is the question. As I said, if our previous video reached 400 likes talking about all of the Boeing add-on aircraft coming to the sim, I'd make an Airbus add-on aircraft video. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but anyway, here we are, so let's get into this video. Hello YouTube, I'm Pilot Stud and welcome back to another video. Now today I'll be going through all of the future Airbus aircraft that are in development and coming hopefully to Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you're new around here, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. I do videos like this all the time. I try and upload as much as I can, so sometimes I'm daily, but you'll always get a video every week at least, so stick around for them. But anyway, let's talk about all of the upcoming Payware and Freeware Airbus aircraft that are coming to the sim. So starting up, we've got the work in progress Freeware A220 by TAP Designs. Now this is a freeware aircraft. There's no set release date for any of these aircraft really, except from one, but I'm actually blown away by how good this is looking already. So some of these aircraft developers do actually have discords, so I've linked some of their discords down below if you want to stay up to date with their recent news. Now on the screen now we've got the A220 cockpit. There's no texturing yet, but you can start to work out the shape and they're doing a rather pleasant job in my opinion. Now the A220 is Airbus's smaller aircraft. It was of course the C series owned by Bombardier at one point, but now it's been brought over. So yeah, fun little aircraft. It's probably going to be one of the most popular aircraft flying above the skies across the world after this pandemic. Really versatile. You can fit about 100 people in there I believe, so it's really good for short hop airlines. They've done some good work on the engine as well. I'm certainly not an engine master, but from what I can see it looks good. In addition to all these screenshots, while I was making this video, I actually found some video footage from this aircraft. Now let me state, this was basically just a test flight to test out the avionics. The flight model has not been really done at all. It was just to see how the primary flight display works, and you can see they're building their avionics customly, if that's a word. So yeah, that's a really massive step in my opinion, and shows their high commitment to this project. Progressing a bit further, we've got the Payware WhiskeyJet Simulations A220. Now this has been in active development for Flight Simulator X for quite a while, so hopefully it shouldn't take too much to port over to Microsoft Flight Simulator, but you never know. Now with this one we've actually got some video footage. I don't think there's much sound here in terms of custom sound or anything, but you can see those flaps and ailerons moving about and it looks beautiful. Here we've got the aircraft taxiing around in London City Airport in the kind of weird looking Air Baltic livery that I've never actually seen before, so it must be fairly new, but look at that. We haven't got any sounds yet, but you can see they're doing a pretty good job with the lighting and it looks like it moves around fine. Obviously you can't really feel the flight dynamics of the aircraft when you're watching a video, but hey, it looks nice. Here's the aircraft rotating off the runway at night time and it looks really nice. They've done a good job with the lighting. It's getting better and better and hopefully it won't take too long to release, but you never know with these projects. On the screen now we've got the engine revving up, and this is quite an old video, about a month old now, so I mean they have improved after this. The textures on the engine have improved, but I think this is a good video to show you the engine revving up. Moving on, Aerosoft have announced the development of the Airbus series for Microsoft Flight Simulator. This includes the A320, A318, A319 and A321. I think there's a few others in there as well with the A330. Now Aerosoft of course have made these aircraft before, so it doesn't really come as a massive surprise, but it's in very early stages of development. We've of course got the Aerosoft CRJ coming out soon, so that will keep us busy. I don't imagine we'll see this for at least 2-3 years time, so a bit of a waiting game here. Now Sim4Flight is a payware company I've never heard of, and they've announced their Project 350. They'll be attempting to create the A350-900 and 1000 for P3D and Flight Simulator 2020. Now I haven't heard too much from these recently. They gave out their last update in November-December time, so hopefully it hasn't stalled. By the looks of it, it hasn't, but they haven't been too up to date with their news, I'll admit. Their Discord is down below if you want to check it out. A350, of course, a relatively new aircraft that the long-haul airlines are really starting to pick up with now. Personally, I'm not too excited for this, but if you are, there is also a freeware version. A dev company called Digital Flight Dynamics is making the Freeware A350, as I just established. Once again with this one, there's not too much news regarding it. We've got some initial screenshots, but you guys have got to remember there is a lot more to making an aircraft for a sim than just eye candy and it looking good in Blender. It takes a lot of work to get that into the sim to work, so this is what, 2%, 5% the way there. So whether or not it will take off, no pun intended, is of course a different story. Hopefully all of these will, but I cannot guarantee that, and hey, we might even see some more in the future. Digital Flight Dynamics, they're doing a pretty good job so far. We've got a fuselage shot and some cockpit shots, but nothing groundbreaking at the moment, but you can't expect too much. The engine is also looking pretty good. Now, a project that will definitely take off, and I am the most certain about this and also very excited about this, is the FlyByWire A380. Now, if you guys don't know, the FlyByWire team have made the A320NX, and if you don't know what that's about, then get outside or get on the sim, should I say. That's a fantastic improvement to the default A320, and I highly recommend it for anyone. Anyway, they're making an A380, and possibly down the line they will look into other aircraft such as the A350, but once again, that's just speculation, so I can't confirm that. But with the A380, we've actually got some pretty good screenshots coming through, mostly in the cockpit and at the gear, but as you can see already, it's looking pretty nice. Who's excited for the A380? I know I am. Put it down in the description down below. Now, this is just pure speculation, and I thought I'd put it in the video. I'm sure it doesn't actually mean much, but you never know. Now, on the Microsoft Flight Simulator development update from the 25th of February this month, if you scroll down to third-party updates, they talk about the InIbuilds Airbus A300 Beulga and A310-300. Now, this is actually being developed for X-Plane 11, so why is it on Microsoft Flight Simulator's page? Well, maybe they're just expressing their love for it, their excitement for it in the other sim, but I'm not 100% sure, because if you look at all the aircraft surrounding it, they're all aircraft that are coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator. A possible leak here, but I'm not 100% sure, so do not take my word for this. Of course, take it with a grain of salt. This could just be an accident, or they're just excited for another sim. In addition to that, another freeware company, the AeroSimulations team, are working on the A330 for the sim. Now, this is a relatively small freeware company, but I mean, from the progress they're doing already, we've got some cockpit renders and some fuselage renders, and it's looking marvellous. We probably won't see this for at least a year's time, so keep your arms crossed for this one. It might take a bit of time, but Chris is the main developer, and by the looks of it, him and his team are doing a great job. The problem is with some of these dev teams is that I am worried that some of them won't get off the ground, and I'm sure that worry is an understandable one because it normally seems to happen, and I do feel some of them can be a bit over ambitious. There is a reason why we have Payware developers, because it is really time consuming work. But hey, we'll just have to see how it goes. In addition to that, the Project Megapack team are also working on an A330 that's due to be released on March the 1st. But I think this just uses the default A320NX cockpit, so it's nothing too much to shout about here. They have completely remodelled the outside, of course, so I mean it looks nice, but it's not exactly a whole new aircraft. It's more of a skin for the A320, in my opinion. But great job, guys. The gear does look very nice, as do the engines, and of course they're adding custom sounds to it as well. So aside from the cockpit, it will basically be a new aircraft. So there you have it, guys, all of the Airbus aircraft potentially coming to the sim. I say potentially because of course we might get some more in the future, so they haven't been included in this video, and also some of these dev teams may drop out and we might not get the aircraft they're producing. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Also tell me what aircraft you're most excited for down below. Personally for me, from the videos we've got already, it would be the A220 just because of how well they're progressing. But anyway guys, be sure to like, comment and subscribe as I just said, to stay up to date with the latest Microsoft Flight Simulator news, add-ons, updates and everything in between. If you're curious to what equipment I use, my Amazon affiliate links are down in the description. Price is exactly the same, of course, I just get a cut out of it, so it's a great way to support the channel. Also consider becoming a channel member, but from me today, that is all. Bye bye. bye.